Aloha, everyone. This is the Ayer Conservation Commission meeting. It is Thursday, August 22nd, 2024. And we, in case anyone's wondering, are dressed like this in honor of Hawaii becoming a state on August 21st. Missed it by one day. 1959, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So every year, if the meeting falls close to August 21st, we'll be dressed like this. Commissioners in attendance this evening, we have Jeremiah as member, George Bacon as member, we have Jess Cucino, member clerk, Mark Phillips, vice chair, myself, John Schmallenberger as chair, and Heather Hampson as our conservation agent. Do we have confirmation of agenda?
The only change I have is we received the DEP number for the Clean Lakes Committee.
For the which now?
For the first item on the agenda, the Clean Lakes Committee, the pond treatment.
Oh, nice.
So that's 100-0490.
0490.
That came in this afternoon.
Great. I know, I saw that and I go, oh, not yet. Okay, do we have approval of the meeting minutes for?
You have to do the vote on confirmation of the agenda.
Okay.
Do
Well, I guess so.
we always do.
We always do. Motion to approve the agenda as written.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Now, the approval of the meeting minutes for August 8th, 2024. Everyone had an opportunity to look them over. Any corrections? All right, then hearing none, is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes for August 8th, 2024 as written?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously.
Oh, this one. I'm supposed to sign this one. Okay.
Public input. It's a time in the evening if there is someone who is not on the agenda, has a comment or a question for the commission, now's the time. Good evening.
We're, Patrick Burke, Basin Associates. So we were on the agenda last time. I thought we were going to be continued for Shake Pond subdivision for the CR.
Oh,
We can add that under the updates.
Okay, yep,
okay.
will do.
Yep. Thank you.
I think you're right on that. Okay, so no public input. First item this evening is the continued public hearing. Notice of intent, DEP file number 100-0490. And we will open this under the Wetland Protection Act and also under the Ayer Wetlands Bylaw. Do we have representative?
Yes.
Could you please join us? State your name for the records.
Yep. Yes, my name is Leon Weaver, 2 Sanders Point Road in Littleton.
Good evening.
Nice to see you folks again.
You too. Yeah, it's been a while.
So August 9th, the determination from Natural Heritage came in with two conditions restricting the time of year of treatment for the Blandings turtles and the authorization for the work to be valid for 5 years. And then DEP submitted their comments today, just referencing the Natural Heritage's letter.
What was the second one?
The duration for the work to be for
Okay.
5 years.
Any commissioners have any questions or comments for Mr. Weaver?
No.
Heather, do you have anything that you would like to add? Seems like a go-ahead, right?
Yep, and because the restrictions for the treatment are from September 1st to the 15th, so since this came in now, my assumptions would be the treatments would start on the 1st or shortly thereafter.
The treatments have to be done before the 1st of September. It's
Yes, yeah.
kind of cryptic.
Yeah, sorry, yeah,
about it.
so before the 1st, so.
Yes. And
Get a whole week.
our C&D echo harvesting folks are in town.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing one of the lakes. They'll be doing ours immediately after they finish that lake, which should be imminent, maybe over the weekend.
Oh, very good.
So is that the only time restriction that
May 25th, July 1st, and then from September 1st to November 15th, which is typical for the nesting period.
Okay.
Do you expect next week? Or
Yes,
sooner?
they may start this weekend.
In the winter? November.
May, early May, July, and then in the winter.
Okay. Anything else?
In August.
Is there a motion to approve approve the notice of intent, DEP file number 100-0490 with the amendments?
With the conditions,
restrictions?
yeah.
Yeah, and will they have orders of conditions then?
Yeah.
On this? You got
Yes.
them?
Yeah,
It's all ready to go?
all ready to go. I just gotta draft the special conditions just to add the reference to the letter,
Okay.
but I'll have those all set and mailed out tomorrow.
Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? Passes unanimously.
You have a 10-day waiting on this, though. That wouldn't
I
make
mean, you
things-
can. It's the same thing with the building permits. They start with under their own risk, whether someone decides to appeal or not.
Oh. September 1st is,
Which is September 1st, yeah, it's about the 10 days. So you kind of hurry up and get that going so they don't miss it. Because if you'd miss the treatment, that's it. It goes the whole year. They're gonna be in worse shape next year. All right. Get that
So
out
we're
tomorrow.
fully permitted?
Yes.
You're happy with it?
Yeah.
National Heritage?
Oh, yes.
Excellent. Thank you, folks.
Yeah, so I'll get that out in the mail tomorrow, but you guys are free
Super.
to start.
Appreciate it.
thanks, Dan.
Good evening. Close this out, I guess?
Yep.
Motion to close the public hearing, notice of intent, DEP file number 100-0490.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Oh, I'm glad that's off the books. It's been a long while for that one.
Finally.
A long while.
I may accidentally leave it on there.
All right, our next item this evening is a public hearing, notice of intent, DEP file number 100-0489 Scully Road. And we will open this public hearing under the Wetland Protection Act and also under the Air Wetlands Bylaw. This is for a commercial fire system, Inc. And you're the representatives?
Yes.
Could you please?
I am the owner.
You're the owner.
Yep.
Please join us up at the table.
You both guys. Small joy.
How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Good. It's nice to meet you.
Absolutely.
Good evening, everybody. Limhotev, GPR. Just scoot this over.
And you have the spelling? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep.
You've been here before.
Are we able to pull up the site plan on the screen, or should I just lay out the plan?
Let me never see the plan. Unfortunately, that doesn't, I don't have it on there unless it's on a flash drive.
If you have a plan in front of you, or I can lay this out. Just scoot this over a little bit.
What page is that?
This is under C 2.1, which is the existing conditions plan.
No. I'm okay, because I took some pictures on my phone.
Okay.
Did I already start?
Okay.
Alrighty, we're here tonight to talk about a proposed project located on 0 Scully Road. It is map 33, parcel 3. The property is located off of Scully Road, as we've been told, even though it is showing up as Cook Street, it is Scully Road.
That's why I put the map and parcel in the notice.
Looking at the subject site, across the street on the western side, you have a row of residential properties. And located north of the property, you have a network of large wetland area that is adjacent to the brook leading into Shop Pond, as well as the driveway for Malumbo Park further north. Located on the eastern portion, obviously you have the brook that we talked about, and the pond. And on the south side, you have the town of Devon landfill.
Shipley Hill.
Shipley Hill.
Shipley Hill, yeah.
Shipley Hill, okay. The proposed project, the project proposes to construct a new commercial building for the business known as Commercial Fire Systems. Paul Joy is the owner and president of the business. Commercial fire system install, repair, maintain sprinklers, alarms, fire alarms, and they do it 24/7. As part of as allowed under the zoning regulations for industrial use, such as Paul's business, they are allowed to construct an attached residential dwelling, which is exactly what we're doing here. It is proposed warehouse with a residential attached to it, so that Paul can be the 24-hour caretaker for the property as well as for his business. So flipping over to the next page, C 3.1. As you can see, the proposed building is approximately 130 feet long and roughly 30 feet front to back. There is an existing driveway, more of a single parking space stub that's located on the south side of the property, coming off of Scully Road. We're proposing to put in an actual driveway that comes down, that brings us to the back of the site where the proposed parking as well as entrance to the garage loading bays will be. In order to kind of mitigate the stormwater runoff that would be generated off of the impervious area on site, we have designed infiltration chambers that will pick up the direct roof discharge, as well as an infiltration basin in the back and a sediment forebay that will have, that will pick up the sheet flow from the proposed driveway and parking area. I'll just flip to the next page here. So under C 4.1, you can see the general grading scheme for the proposed project. More or less, everything is coming down from the road and sheet flow towards the eastern side, towards the wetland area. Our limit of grading will stay just outside. Well, actually, we're staying a little bit further out from the 50-foot no disturb, and we're also will be outside of the 100-year floodplain that is shown a little bit further out from the wetland, the 50-foot no disturb. We will not be messing or touching the 100-year floodplain. We'll stay completely out of that. As I understand, Ayer has tree replacement regulations. I believe it's for every tree that's to be removed from within the 100-year buffer, we have to replace one as well, or 3 shrubs. Quite frankly, we never located trees within those limits that are greater than 6 inches. So, as part of the, approval conditions, we'd like to ask that during the pre-construction meeting, we can work with the Concom agent to be out on site, count the actual trees once we stake out the limit of the 100 foot, as well as the erosion control, figure out how many trees we have, and figure out how many planting we can provide. Obviously, as you can see, we already have some plantings shown on here, some shrubs, along the slope coming down, as well as a few more along the parking area, as well as arborvitaes at the front to kind of give more natural screening for the residential properties across the street. We have received a few Mass DEP comments that came with the DEP number. We can address that now, or I can take your questions and address them after.
Why don't you just tell us now?
Sure. Alrighty. So I'm not sure if you have the response letter that was provided.
No, because I went to planning, so
Okay.
I didn't do anything with that.
No problem. I'll just kind of quickly summarize the comment and our response to them. The first comment is regarding the verification of the wetland delineation. The wetland delineation was done by, I believe, Matt Morrow, who is a wetland scientist, and although it was done in the winter, I don't believe it should differ too much from where it is right now. It also talks about a portion of the brook extending a little bit closer to the subject site. And this one I actually had to kind of go out on site and track it myself because it's only shown on the very first sheet. So if you look at the USGS map, you can see that there's a little branch that comes off of the existing brook that extends further into the property. That branch is no longer there. As far as I can tell, it seems like when they put in the driveway for Malumco Park, that branch was effectively cut off, and they provided under the driveway a culvert to kind of, channelize all the flow going there. So I went out, verified it, make sure that there's no branch extending, there's no water flow over that area, and it is just the area that is shown. Really, the main stream area further to the eastern corner of the property that is really there. That's comment number one. Comment number two, they would like the 100-year floodplain labeled as land subject to flooding. We can make that update, not a big deal. Number three, the commission may consider requesting publish NRCS Atlas 14 rainfall data for the drainage design. This one is, so we typically provide drainage design based off the NOAA precipitation data. We tend to go with the NOAA because, HydroCAD used them, and it tends to provide rainfall data that are greater than the NRCS. So, we can do either one, but we generally believe that the NOAA is the greater rainfall event, and we tend to design to that as on the conservative side.
You're familiar with that?
Yeah, it's because this is going to be before the planning board on Tuesday, and I know DPW had reviewed it to make sure, and it has it's going to go for a stormwater permit, so DPW would have reviewed that aspect of it as well, and I think so the NOAA that Lynn Hutz is referring to is what's in our regulations for the stormwater, so I don't see it would need to be much of a difference at this point. Because I even looked at the stormwater calculations, and they're actually, with the pre and post construction, it's below like 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
After construction, so they're actually removing, of course,
Can I just take a picture of the letter just for...
they're removing more, rainwater on there pre and post construction, that I don't think changing what data sheet they're using for that would make much of a difference.
Okay, very good.
Comment number four, detail for the separation from seasonal high groundwater should be provided for the infiltration basin. We did look a little bit more into this for the infiltration chambers that are doing the picking up the roof recharge. We do have more than 4 feet of separation to groundwater, so a mounting analysis is not required. The infiltration basin, on the other hand, only has about 3 foot and some change. So as part of the requirement per state regulations, we'll provide mounting analysis for the infiltration basin. Speaking from experience, we've done design for bigger basin in much worse soil because we have sandy material here. I generally don't see mounting being an issue, but we'll provide the data as requested. Not a big deal. Comment number 5, the commission may consider requesting the snow storage to be designated in the O&M. That one, no comment for. Generally, I feel that the snow storage that's shown on the plan under, I think, sheet C 3.1, they're at a location that makes sense for a plow to, come down, put it off to the side, and then really you can only plow to the back of the parking area there. I don't see anywhere else you can put snow that really makes sense. So to me, putting it within the O&M seems a little bit unnecessary. So no comment.
Okay.
And I believe that's all the comments we have from DEP. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
So actually, could I just take a photo of what their comment was on number 4? Just says, I didn't quite get that.
Here it is.
Shannon, do you have any comments, questions?
I don't think so.
Mark?
I assume we're going to do a site visit. I assume we're going to do a site visit.
Yeah. George? Jess?
Oh, yeah. Just one question, because in one part of the description, it said the building was 7,800 square feet, and then a little bit later, it talked about the building will have a 10,340 square foot grass floor area.
I have to refer to the architectural plan.
Gross floor area.
Yeah, I think that is the case because under the residential, you obviously have first story, second, and then there's a little bit of a mezzanine level that overhangs a
gross.
portion.
Okay, got it. Okay. You can tell I'm not.
Oh, sorry.
I thought I had read in the text that there were 8 parking spaces, and I only see 6.
So I believe 6 and then 2 counting the 2 garage space right next to the, you're looking on C4.1, yep. So the 2 garage spaces right next to the residential units. I think the label has garage rather than loading bay.
Oh, okay. All righty.
So I guess I'll explain a little bit about the 6 spaces. We intentionally left the this corner here on the southeastern corner of the parking area to be a free area for fire, turnaround. We actually received a comment from the fire department asking about whether or not we can provide accommodation for turning for a fire truck.
Yep.
That location right there is the best spot for it. What we're proposing to do is actually taking out the landscape boulder as well as the 2 shrubs you see there so that the fire truck can back into that area and just let the wheel go all the way to the edge of pavement and just have an overhang. Yep.
Okay.
So that should give them enough room to make that turn.
Okay. Well, I think we need to schedule a site walk.
But this is so what we got 232, 234 up here, 236, but we're at 236, 235. So it doesn't look like there's a ton of grading actually, right? I mean, you're almost at where you're gonna...
Yeah, we're trying to make it so that we're not cutting and
Okay.
taking out so much, yeah.
And then going back to the snow storage, why would this maybe not be considered in this area?
I think we do have it at that area,
Okay.
so right there.
Oh, okay. All right, okay, yeah, you had this spot also, and this spot too. Okay, I didn't notice that. Okay. All right.
I am not available this coming Saturday. I am available the following one. I think that is Labor Day weekend. Is that correct?
Sounds like that.
So I am available then. I'm not available the following Saturday.
I'm the opposite.
The opposite. Just the opposite. Okay. How many are available this weekend? Well, are you available this weekend?
Yep.
Then I think we should go ahead with it without me. Otherwise, it's going to be a long time. What's your proposal? Starting,
8 o'clock Saturday, or?
I mean, with the project. When are you
Oh,
planning on getting going with this
the
thing?
idea?
Well, some probably won't start until probably the beginning of next year, you know.
Beginning of next year. Okay.
Just moving along slow with it, you know, to get all the projects done, you know.
So are we going to hold you up if we do?
Well, you're still going through planning.
Yeah,
board.
they haven't, so it has to go through planning board for site plan and stormwater permits, and that hearing doesn't open until Tuesday.
Okay.
You want to do the site visit the week after Labor Day then, maybe? Would everybody be around then?
Saturday after Labor Day, I'm not.
I'm not. The 7th, I'm not.
Okay.
The 14th.
Well, actually, I'm probably not there either. 14th. Would 14th be bad?
14th?
If we, so the issue, if we do go out to the 14th, our next meeting is the 12th. So you don't, then we're pushing it out another, two, just so you know, then we're pushing it another 2 meetings if we wait that long.
Is that going to be an issue?
I don't believe so.
No, they get about it, you know.
Yeah, we still have to go through planning board, so it's not
Yeah.
a big deal.
Okay. Alrighty, let's try that. It's the 14th, you say?
Oh, I can't do the 14th. Sorry. I forgot.
Well,
14.
But that doesn't
It
matter.
sounds like we're not going to get a,
You're not gonna get everybody?
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So let's try for the 14th.
yeah. Okay. Well, actually, I mean, it depends what time we do it. If we do it earlier, I just have to be down and stop
6
out.
a.m.?
Yeah, that works.
No?
No, but I think you mentioned 8. I know that's earlier.
What time do you need to be done by?
I have to be done by 9, probably.
8's fine.
Okay.
So we can do 7:30 if it helps.
I don't want to do that to my fellow commission members.
So we're doing 8?
I can do it.
8 o'clock? Or so, 8 o'clock.
I can do either.
8 a.m. on the 14th, okay.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Got
Let's
it.
do that.
I have a lot to do that day. Oh my.
Thank you for your cooperation and your tolerance.
We'll continue this to.
It's a tough time of year to
Oh, yeah, I know.
be scheduling things.
6.
And as long as we're not holding you up, then.
Not at all. You'll find it very flexible.
Okay.
Oh, that's very helpful, thank you.
I was expecting everybody to not be available for the sidewalk anyway, because seeing as everybody was wearing the Hawaiian shirt, I think you guys are going on vacation.
Yeah, we're just hoping Mass
I got my lottery
Sets up
tickets
a-
in the car, so maybe.
sets up their next conference there, that'd be right, okay?
Our next meeting is the 12th.
Yeah, so the next one, yeah.
So the one after that?
So yeah, the 26th.
26th. Okay.
Yeah, continue it to then.
Yeah, we'll continue.
Do you need a letter from us for the continuation?
If you could, just so I could have it in the file in case anybody questions why it's so long out. I'd appreciate it.
What's the date?
September 26th,
26th.
8 a.m.
No,
No, that's,
it's a meeting.
Oh, yeah. But the sidewalk is the 14th,
Yes.
right?
Sorry.
Thank you,
I have
gentlemen.
to get up early too.
Good night.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Very much.
Nice meeting you.
Looking forward to working with you later. You
Okay.
continue.
Pleasure meeting you.
You all. All right, is there a motion to continue the public hearing, notice of intent, DEP file number 100-0489, until our meeting on September 26th?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Site walk on September 14th,
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. in my phone. I'm set. I'll send a reminder.
We're gonna make a early morning person out of you sooner or later, Jess. All right, our next item this evening is public hearing. Notice of intent, DEP file number 100-04 to be determined.
And just so you know, the next two are the two lots on Panther Place. So depending on you guys, if you want to open them both at the same time, we can discuss them both. It'll just be two separate votes to close them and continue them.
Pretty much what's happening is the same thing on both, right?
Correct, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So you said to open them?
Yeah, you can open it the same, yeah, you can just discuss it at the same time, and then if and whenever everything closes and continues, just has to be two separate votes.
So the first one is 11 Gaskin Road,
Yes.
Panther Place. Second one, public hearing notice of intent to be determined, number 13 Gaskin Road, Panther Place subdivision. And we will open those under the Wetland Protection Act and under the Ayer Wetlands bylaw. Good evening.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm all right. How about you?
Good.
State your name, please, for the
I'm
record.
Ron Stroessel from Oxbow Associates.
Can you spell your last name?
STROHSAHL.
Okay.
Never would have got that one.
Silent H's.
All right, would you tell us a little bit about your project?
Yep, so originally I had flagged this wetland back in 2020. I'm sure you guys are familiar with this. It's going lot by lot, essentially. My colleague, Kyle Cormier, went out there in 2020 and reconfirmed the wetland boundary for this notice of intent. Originally, this is for lot 6 and 7 on the site plan, but 11 and 13 Gaskin Lane. They were supposed to be designed to be outside the 100-foot buffer zone, but and a retention basin was supposed to be on lot 6 in the backyard, which would have been outside the 100-foot buffer. But all of these houses, lots 2 through 7, were supposed to have drainage that were connected to that retention basin. Due to some grading and other issues, we determined that retention basin wasn't really the best option. And instead, with discussions with DPW and conservation, decided to move the water that was going to be pumped to that retention basin down towards, it's called Basin 4. It's a larger retention basin that's located on Lot 9. And that would be expanded to accept the additional runoff and drainage from the rest of these houses. But by doing so, we need to put a swale in the backyard that actually accepts the water from these lots and direct it towards that retention basin that's further down slope. The plan was reviewed by DPW, and I believe they approved our design, but it does require entering into the 100-foot buffer zone to put that swale in and clearing some vegetation to get to the back of the lot. So
Vegetation meaning
shrubs at the back.
no trees.
I'm not aware of trees, but I didn't see any on the plan.
Okay.
I imagine that they wouldn't need to take down trees just to do some installing a swale. But it does move the limit of work closer to the BVW. On lot 6, I think it's 54 feet is now the closest point, still outside the 50-foot buffer. And lot 7, it moves it down to 76 feet. The new limit of work will obviously have erosion control on the backside of it, closest to the wetland. And that'll remain in place until all work is completed. And this does not have a DEP number, and we got an email late today requesting the stormwater report. They were not able to contact the engineer in time to get the calculations and send them back to DEP, but I will have those for you tomorrow. And that should show that this new design will be able to accommodate all the extra water that's being directed towards it.
Questions, Jess?
Are these just swales? Because the description mentioned daylighting pipes?
So the pipes are coming from the houses,
Okay.
actually.
Yes,
And then the
foundation
swale
drain.
is to extend that?
So, yeah, the pipes are gonna drain to the swale.
Little daylight in the swale.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a foundation drains, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Questions, Jen?
No.
George?
No.
Mark?
Just on this drawing. Just confirm what this is again. This is
So boulders, minimum, off, 1.5 foot,
So
at
those are-
8 foot
those are these here,
offsets.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and so,
Keeping people out of the 50.
yep, and I think they even said that they would continue those, all the way up to this property line. Just because it's such a small, piece of the corner.
How big will the boulders be?
I think they said a minimum 1.5 feet.
Okay.
It's, what's up with them?
Yeah, it'd probably be useful to,
Along the
some
back.
along the backside of here too, along that 50-foot.
Yep.
We're having some challenges with that kind of stuff right now.
And you would think drainage would keep people out, but it doesn't always.
Gotta make that pretty too.
8 foot on center, is that close enough for everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Any other questions, comments?
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Want to do a site walk on this guy? I think
It's
it's,
entirely up to you guys. You guys have gone out before for the other lots when you obviously did these before, so I don't know if you wanted to go out and see these ones as well, just to see what's going on out there or what.
haven't been there in a while.
Have we been out there since construction started?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Yep, I'd like to schedule a site walk. As you heard, it's a little
Yeah.
confusing at this point. Wouldn't work for you to do that at the same day, would it, Jen?
I probably should be fine.
Then you'd need to be done by 9?
I think so. Because we're not going to spend, well,
Yeah,
I'll
no,
make it work.
that'd be a little tough, I think, for you to get both of those in, because they're not on the same side of town.
I know. Well, this one's like right by my house though, so.
Ah, that's right. Well, why don't we, you want to do it that day?
We can try, sure.
Yeah.
And if you need to go, you need to go.
Yeah.
Just, again, we know this is after their second meeting, so you're delaying them, just making sure you're.
How fast do you want to get
Exactly,
those?
that's a question
Yeah,
for you.
that's what I'm saying.
I don't exactly know where they are in construction right now. It didn't seem like it was a complete rush, but I know he was a little peeved that DP asked so late for those calculations.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Could you get that for us? I mean, could you let us know
Yeah,
the time frame, and then maybe,
Oh, yeah.
maybe we could work around that if possible.
yeah.
I just, it's in the regulations that we have to schedule the site visit during a meeting, so if you're gonna make that change, you just need to
We'd
make
have to do
that
it now.
Yeah. I
Okay.
have no issue with you changing it, just letting you know that it's written in the regulations that way.
So let's set it for the 26th, essentially 8th, or not
With the-
26th, that's the meeting.
The 14th?
14th,
14th.
Yeah.
Yep.
8:30.
Yeah, and then if it goes earlier, then,
Yeah.
okay.
Does that work for you?
Yes, that should be fine.
You can let us know if it's,
Yeah, if he needed, yeah.
Just to try to keep everything the same.
Yep.
And the next meeting is the 22nd?
26th.
26th. Okay.
I can't do anything.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to continue the public hearing for number 11 Gaskin Road and also number 13 Gaskin Road? And
Do we have to do those separately?
Yeah, just do separately.
we gotta
Just do each
continue
one
separately.
separately.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is there a motion to issue, or motion to continue our notice of intent for 11 Gaskin Road until our September 26th meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously. Is there a motion to continue the notice of intent, number 13 Gaskin Road, until our September 26th meeting?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll see you 14th.
Thank you. I know it's a pain to have to do that separately, but you always have, in case one has changes, it's just easier.
Yeah. It's good for your vocal cords.
Yeah.
It's better than all the continuations we had to do over there. The extensions, those were a lot.
You guys are going to be stacking up here pretty soon, like the old days. All righty. You guys want to join us?
Sure.
How are you this evening?
Wonderful, you?
Not too bad. All righty. So we were out last week. Was it last week?
Saturday.
Last week on Saturday, yeah. And walked around. It's a nice addition. And saw what? Was it Oxbow that did the baseline?
Correct.
Nice. You did the baseline?
Baseline, yeah.
Ah, nice.
If he was here, we'll let him stick around in case if there's any questions while he's here. we
Yeah, exactly.
Address them.
Yeah. So there were some issues. One of them, I think, is with the arborvitaes. That one's cleared up. I guess we're going to talk about all these right now.
Excuse me.
Yes?
One by one.
Okay, well, let's, the fence, the big, long fence.
Yep.
Anyone have issues with that?
But this is on the town line?
Yeah, the big,
By the golf
Right by the golf
golf course.
course.
By the golf cart?
the end of the cul-de-sac,
Yeah, no problem.
where the two duplexes are.
Yeah. Nope.
I don't have an issue with that whatsoever. One was, and I don't know the lot numbers. One was, there was a tree planted in a corner and there was some mowing done around the tree that extended into the CR a little bit. How do you all feel about that?
I think we just need to inform property owners about dumping.
Yeah, they were
Tree's
also
fine.
one of the ones that was dumping lawn clippings within the,
Yeah. Concerned about the tree.
Yeah, and the tree, I think, if it's mowing, it might be maybe less than a foot into it. I'm not, but
The tree seems like it's healthy, it's established. Why take it out?
oh yeah, why would you take a tree out?
And personally, if you don't mow that area that's being mowed right now, it's going to look very untidy, and I wouldn't want that if it was me. So I don't have a problem with that. What we did have a problem with is the owners dumping grass clippings into the CR. So that needs to stop.
Right, but that would be something that you would
Yeah,
have to
that's something I, yeah.
That's not you.
That's a letter that I gotta send.
And the last one was the shed and the steps that lead down into the CR. Comments?
As much as I'd love to make them move the shed, I don't want to be that person.
It's a nice shed.
Yeah.
Looks very heavy.
In fairness to the shed, I think, and I don't know if you actually shot a line through it. Because
No,
I
we
know
were
one
just saying.
corner is not in the CR.
Correct.
Yeah, because the CR goes,
There's a
very small corner.
that is probably 4 inches into that.
now, the question on that then goes into, was that stone wall put in by you, or was that stone wall put in by the homeowner that then put the shed up? Because that stone wall definitely is, that then the stairs come down.
Foundation is definitely.
The foundation is part of
Yes.
the construction of the shed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Then you can
there's-
make them take that out, I'm just saying, like, it was a, obviously, well-thought-out process
yeah.
of something that was done in a
Structural
CR.
issues on their shed, so.
Yeah.
But the stairs, I think those gotta come home.
I agree. It would be I think it would be more disruptive than it's worth to move that foundation. I don't think that's a good idea to do it, but the steps,
You'll have to send them a letter again on that.
Yeah, we'll call them into a meeting.
And that's also another one that was dumping clippings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, were they? I didn't see
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Nice, beautiful shed. Dump their lawn clippings right next to it, right next to the stairs.
That's all of the.
And there was the
possible
fence
violation.
along the town line.
Yeah.
Behind those houses across the street from where the shed was.
That was pretty much right on.
It's on the town line.
Yeah, but there's a strip of CR land there,
Yes,
right?
correct.
Yeah, and they're mowing
Yeah,
there,
that's being
but,
mowed, yes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're mowing up to the fence.
yeah, which
Yeah.
I
It shouldn't
actually have a question
technically-
about the mowing along the road. See, the road is, and I think you can answer this, the road is what, 26 feet wide or something like that, but the taking is what, 40 or 50, whatever it
Yeah,
is?
it says 40 for
So
right.
where that, some of that mowing along the edge, even on that one that had the tree, is actually, I wouldn't call that in the CR because that's actually in the roadway. So to mow along the road shouldn't be,
And that's, no, they're talking about the behind the houses, though.
oh, okay.
yeah,
Right.
but that's nothing I
But
think
I agree with you that,
we don't want to touch, really.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't want to have those residents looking at,
But,
yeah, that again, I think
Weeds
is
and-
something we all figured we gotta work with planning on
yeah,
CR strips.
yeah,
Yes, which, in coming to that, we, after the site visit, we made the comment that we'd want to do a joint meeting with the planning board. As of right now, they have availability on Tuesday, and if I tell the town planner tomorrow, we can get that on the agenda for this Tuesday, if you guys are available to do that. We
this
can-
coming Tuesday?
Correct. If not, we gotta think of another day.
And what time would that be?
Their meetings start at 6:15, I would assume. They have Scully Road on there, be sometime after 6:30.
so that
I
is,
cannot do Tuesday.
It's not great for
I
me.
can't either.
I can do it.
I can do it.
Yeah, I only have 2 members, so it's not a joint.
It's not, yeah, exactly.
That's the 27th, huh?
After we get to that point, talking to the town planner, the planning board gets too busy with their meetings, so it would have to be outside of their schedule, so I'd have to verify with them, but
Okay.
we gotta just figure that part out.
Okay, so getting back to
But we'll get to
this,
this, yes.
so we want the stairs out.
Yeah,
I think that's really the only
okay.
issue we have, right?
And the dumping.
Yes, and the dumping.
Yeah.
So do we want to just handle that with initial letters?
Yeah,
And then if there's a failure to comply, particularly on the stairs, then invite them to come in and talk with us?
yeah, and then, in your perspective, that it's ours, but technically, we don't own the land yet, because we haven't taken the CR, so technically that it's yours. I will send the letter, but as the landowner of the CR, obviously I have to copy you on those letters as well, just so you know that those are gonna get addressed as both. Okay.
Now, that shouldn't hold, I mean, whatever they're in violation of, that would be a letter, but that shouldn't hold up the process of the
That's a
CR.
question that I have that I'm trying to get answers to, just because can the town as a whole, as an entity, can we take a CR on property we know currently has a violation on? And is that something that the town even wants to do? That's a question that we have that needs to be answered, and I haven't gotten the answer to that question yet.
Seems like a very
Hope
minor.
it doesn't, because I
Very
mean,
minor.
hypothetically, if the guy says, no, I'm not gonna take it out.
Yeah, I understand that, and I know this is all a whole thing, and we're trying to get the road accepted, so I'm trying to make this process move as fast as possible I can for you, because I understand that, but it's also another thing of, this is not.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can work with this particular one, because it was obviously based on some decisions the planning board made, but as a general rule, I think we do have to be strict on CRs and the boundaries.
Right. And more and better signage.
Yeah.
Oh, and with regards to the dumping, we want that picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, we didn't mention that, but yeah.
The
So,
dump takes all this stuff.
Yeah.
So notification to
No
the
reason not
dumpers,
to.
but is it consistent with what we've done
Take
with
it to the
other
dump.
folks to not, and for those stair people to not just invite them right in?
So those are gonna, so the ones with the stairs, I think it'd be
Oh, that's true.
best to have them come in, just so they can understand
I'll
what,
put it in my
what is,
trunk and I
we're
can
trying to
take
explain
it
to them why they
Agreed.
can't. With just the one with the line, that's just gonna be a letter to say don't do.
Yeah, it's just,
Which I think it'd be, I actually would rather just send a letter to all the residents in there, just be
I
like,
don't
hey, by
think
the way,
it would
there's a CR. Don't, these are things you cannot do. And
I
then
don't think it
with
would
the
hurt.
understanding that when I go back out, I gotta make sure I take a look at those too.
okay. I just
ensure
wanted
they're
to
not
clarify, because I
doing
think a couple minutes ago we said just a letter to all of them, but I think the stair
Yeah.
people should have to
No,
come
the
in.
stair, yeah, the stair ones out there, they're gonna have to come into the meeting.
So you could do a general letter,
Mhm.
all of them.
Yes.
And then for the ones who are dumping, add in a specific, and then for the shed person, add in a specific and say, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Anything else?
The joint meeting with the planning board, what's going to be the discussion with them, just so I'm prepared?
Oh, that's more or less just for CRs going forward. It's not
Yeah.
specifically on this one. That's just for, this is the one, this is the, I think, so we had Curly Circle, then there's this one. We have Panther Place, that is another CR that's going forth. Then we're gonna have another one. So it's just so we can be on the same page when we're approving conservation restrictions.
Is that something we should attend or not attend?
No, it's something you have to worry about. That's just for going forward for other CRs we're going for, not specifically to this one.
Unless you want to.
Nothing else to do on a Tuesday or Thursday night.
Yeah, because they come to one of our meetings.
That'd be golfing.
I think it's supposed to be nice.
Rude.
Okay.
Wait, what was?
I was wondering if the planning board could come to one of our meetings, since we could probably fit them in earlier than they could fit us.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, I can't, because, yeah, the 12th, the only thing we're gonna have is National Grid if they submit theirs, so.
Yeah, so invite them to join us.
Invite them.
Yeah.
John usually brings cookies.
I'm making cookies?
No, I'm just saying you often bring them. You don't have to bring them that night.
We'll just say there may be.
Okay.
So be candy,
Well,
little boys.
after the Newton Street Festival, I had all that candy last year that we had candy at every meeting for like the solid
that's
3
right.
months.
Yeah.
Which that's coming up again.
What do these guys need? Are they done? They ready?
We need to, I talked to Attorney Shockett today. We're just verifying that the CR language is 100% done.
Okay.
We need to make sure that everybody here is okay with the baseline, and then it's a matter of coordinating with everybody to get the CR on the agenda to get signed, because I think it's, I can't remember, I know select board have to sign it. I know.
Very tight.
Yeah, I know, we have to sign it, select board has to sign the CR, and I'm not 100% sure if the planning board does along with you. I can't remember how, there's a lot of signature blocks on there. So we just gotta just get it all on agendas.
Yeah, he said he had a good conversation with you, and he's just hoping that there's a
Oh, yeah,
couple
no,
of
and
minor little
I
things that-
understand the contract on that. I had a brief discussion regards this with the DPW. They have their punch list view for street acceptance. If we're in the final ends of this, I don't see it holding it up for that either, because that can be discussion done on during the planning board meetings for that, the select board's meetings before it goes to town meeting, and even mention
Took
the
us
town
over a
meeting.
year to get the state to even respond.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
Is that because they didn't have,
They didn't have, what they did was the person who reviewed the CRs went out on maternity leave. The person got in to fill, to help them out for that, went on a medical leave. And then they
It
were
went
just
on and on and
without
on.
with anybody for the 9 months.
We were hoping before last plow season to have this thing finalized and
Yeah.
we had to maintain the road again. And I'm hoping that we can get this resolved because I can't remember the date that it is, but is it early October or something like
The
that?
fall town meeting is the end of October, but yeah,
Right.
the deadline is, big middle of October, so.
Right.
They're opening the warrant next meeting, I believe.
So I thank you guys and I just hope we can move this thing through.
We're gonna,
All right.
I'm gonna do my best to
Yeah.
make sure that everything that we have on our side is clear enough that you can move forward with your street acceptance, if we can.
all right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Every time.
Have a great night.
Thank you, too.
Pay his bills off.
I just have a quick question.
Yes.
I'm on the Ground Invasive Species Committee, and I was doing some volunteer work with the Natural River Watershed, and I'm doing sampling off of the water treatment plant over off of Filter Bed Road, off of Bishop Road behind the police station.
Yes.
And I noticed there was some Japanese knotweed growing like right along the banks of the Nashua. And I was just wondering if you have somebody, I don't actually think it's on the Ayer side, I think it's on the Shirley side, and I think it's U.S. Fish and Wildlife
They said the
property.
Oxbow over there too, the Oxbow National Refuge runs through on the Nashua, but I don't think that end. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a,
It's tons of knotweed, yeah.
yeah, it was just, there's just tons of different, hard to know who owns what
Yeah,
out there.
yeah, I know, yeah. And it's, so, anyway, I was just looking to see if there was a contact person that specifically does invasives in Ayer. or-
I'm the one.
Come over and pick it for you.
Yeah, I'm the one at Grove Pine, Peroni Park, hand pulling it once a week, see if I can try to get rid of it.
All right, well,
No, unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe I could get in contact with you, and maybe, I
Yeah.
already reached out to U.S. Fish and Wildlife, and actually I haven't looked along that bank to see further down if any was on the Ayer side.
Yeah,
But, you know, our big push in town has been to like address specifically knotweed along the Nashua
yeah.
because it's spread so easily.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, I don't know if that's essentially air, because I don't know how much of the Nashua River we actually have in town.
yeah. and
I don't
like
think
said,
it's
it
a
might not
lot,
be-
because we don't even have really an access point to
Yeah.
it, because I think the only access point we have on it is over on the Shirley line on the bridge there, and then I think going up, and most of that ends up being Devon's.
Yeah, I think. it is.
Historically, I don't
Yeah.
think it ends up being us,
So
but
that-
yeah.
town, like-
Well, they do, so they have a whole environmental planning team over
Okay.
at Devon's Enterprise Commission.
Okay.
And you can see, try to get a contact
Yeah, I'll
with
try to
them.
get contact with them too, which is, I feel like I'm probably more in that area, but I thought I'd
Yeah.
ask since I was here, so. All right.
All right, thank you.
very much.
Thank you,
Good
Rob.
night.
Conservation updates?
So just try to schedule a joint meeting with the planning board. I will mention to Danny tomorrow that we are unavailable for their meeting and see if they're available to come to one of ours, or if there is a night or time that we could do a joint meeting outside of one of our regularly scheduled meetings. Is there any day or time while we're all here that one of you knows that you cannot do?
Nothing that's cast in stone.
Okay,
I can move stuff around.
Next week,
just nothing next week?
yeah,
Got it.
You're not available next week?
right.
Hawaii?
Yeah, actually, next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks for you? Okay.
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 So you don't want any of us at the meeting on Tuesday, or? I mean, I think the issues we have, are like how they draw up the CRs in the future
Yeah, and
with spaghetti strips.
yeah, and I think we pointed that out to, me and Danny pointed that out to them after we had gone up, met with the abutters on that side, and they both, Ken and John agreed that that was ridiculous. Like, why did they do that? They shouldn't have done that. So,
I think the other issue is placement of the conservation signs. in the
yes,
middle of the property.
my comment, my suggestion is going to be that anytime it's on a residential property that it should be some sort of split rail fence along the property line. That way it's not a picket fence, it's open, and then you have something that blocks it and puts signage on.
So we want to start requiring.
I just think it would look nice
good
too.
But yeah, that sign should be, and the posts that were put in were not on private property, they were on the CR land, right?
I think it's right on the line.
But basically, so that, yeah.
Yes, there's just little conversations that need to happen with that, so we'll see what we can do. If we have a hard time getting a joint thing together, maybe we can do a meeting with just a couple of us and do it that way if we have to.
I mean, I'm sort of surprised the state accepted it, or didn't have an objection to these narrow strips.
And they probably looked at it as like, well, they're not enforcing it, so what do they?
Yeah.
Right.
The Newton Street Festival will be on October 6th. I will be looking for and ordering seeds for that for us to hand out. Oh, I'm sorry, October 5th. Wildflower seeds, native plant seeds, whatever, for us to hand out at our table for that. As well as I'll have candy. And probably as well have some informational items on trails and native plants and everything else from last time, as well as we are moving forward, starting to discuss the next 2 pocket forest projects in town, being at the Sandy Pond Schoolhouse on the corner of Sandy Pond and Westford Road, and the second one going in at the high school. That's, I don't know exact location of the high school, but that's where those 2 are going to go. We'll be working on site prep this fall with foraging in late winter, early spring, and then planting next spring for those 2 sites. Cool. I'm the new point person for the town for those projects. So that's exciting and fun. So we'll be working on that. So I'm sure I'll try information on that for the Newton Street Festival as well. But we are moving forward with that still with a group of volunteers on that. So if there's anything specific you guys would like to see on that, or if any of you would like to help volunteer and stay there, because it is 10 to 4, which is a long day. And that's what I want to do on my Saturday all day. So.
The water barrels that they have up in the other pocket forest?
Yes.
Are they filled and like, does somebody like water in those?
Yes, so me and Beth Sudemeyer went out there last Thursday. I had the fire department fill them, and then we opened the valves and watered it. I went up there yesterday, turned the valves, closed the valves. The barrels are now empty. I'm gonna keep an eye on the forest. I think we're supposed to get some rain.
Or are they like soaker hoses?
Yeah, the soaker hoses. So I will have the fire department probably go out early next week, refill them, and then I'll reopen them. So we keep that area watered. It needs to be watered for another year or 2. But in there's a bunch of stuff growing, and everything's growing like it should.
Good.
There's one tree that they planted. I don't know, see, it really shot up tall. I asked Beth, is that here? And she said, no, it's a fast growing one. So it's a good 6 to 7 feet.
This is the East Main Street one?
East Main Street one, yep. So we have the new fencing around it, which makes it look a little bit better than what was out there. Oddly enough, because there's 2 pocket forests over there, one that's fenced in, and then one a little bit closer to the corner of East Main and Main Street. That one looks a little bit better. It doesn't have as much grasses and stuff growing in it. I think it had a heavier mulch pile on it, and that's why. But they're both doing very well.
That's encouraging.
And then, we were out last Tuesday at the pocket forest at the middle school, helping with some weed pulling and stuff over there. And that was looking really nice too. I'm learning about a bunch of weeds and stuff. So when I was over at Peroni Park, I learned a new weed that's bad, so I pulled that while I was over there too.
What's its name?
I can't remember. I just remember what it looked like, and it made me break out in a horrible rash. So, but I have very sensitive skin, so it's like almost like a grayish. Like it dies up right now. If you find it, it's almost dead looking. So it's kind of like a brown twiggy or gray looking with purple flowers, and it branches out like a fan. So it was a gross one. It's very prickly. But yeah, and I'm still pulling the knotweed at Peroni Park. That project it's pretty easy to pull now because I've been doing it so often that I think some of the roots are getting injured, so I can pull more. I don't know, I'm hoping. I doubt it, but you never know. And then also working with Beth Sudemeyer on that. There's money left over from the PACE grant for the water chestnut pole that they're going to be looking at doing some native plantings over there and working with National River Watershed Association for that. So we'll be looking at doing some more native plantings over there again this in the next few months, between either the fall or in the spring.
Okay.
So just working on different projects now, so it's so nice.
Yeah.
And we're starting to pick up a little bit, and like I said, we are hoping that everything's continued to the 26th, so if nothing comes, we should be getting a NOI for the National Grid substation expansion on Bishop Road for the next meeting.
Okay.
They anticipate submitting that next week, so we'll see if that comes in time.
All right.
And that's it.
Anything for us, Jen?
Nope.
Jess?
Nope.
George?
Remind me, where is the Curly Circle CR at?
So the Curly Circle CR, the CR itself has been approved. The baseline was never conducted. Where we are with that is I was talking to Robert, and he was going to ask town council, but we ran out of money from town council from last year, so I have to remind him to ask them if I need to get a request for proposal to hire a company to go do the baseline for us, or if we can just hire one ourselves without doing that. I have money, I put money in the budget for this year to do one or two of those, knowing we had a few CRs that didn't have baselines done. So once I get the answer from town council on that, we'll get a proposal together to get the baseline for Curly Circle done, so that one can be complete and we can start monitoring that one.
Anything else?
And we can have
Mark?
two whole ones done.
Yeah, nothing.
I just have a question. At that intersection where they're doing the work, Willow and whatever,
Uh-huh.
2A.
where the gas station
Yep.
is, yeah, and two-way. That extension that goes down to Bennett's Brook,
Yes.
we had asked, and I thought we got a separator before it dumps into the brook. Wasn't that, when they were laying it going down the road, and there was going to be a, I'm not sure a separator is the right term, but it was something to clean it before it actually dumped into Bennett's
Yeah.
Brook. That's been all dug up and patched, paved. I don't see any
Separator? Okay.
separator,
I'll go out and look at it.
something sticking up.
I'll go out and look at it tomorrow.
Okay, because I was just driving by there today and I'm going, you would see something, wouldn't you?
Well, so what they typically do, until the stormwater is 100%, they have to have whatever silt sack in the catch basin. So that would have to be there. I'll have to look at it and see if the erosion control measures are there still.
No, you mean the final install, you mean, right?
The final install.
Yeah, because I remember Dan saying,
Yeah.
you know, we'd pay for it, put it in. And I think that's what he's asking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they've quite completed it.
Yeah, so say it would be to that point
Yeah.
yet.
Okay, I was just
Because I know
curious.
they're still under construction over there like crazy.
Yeah.
And I think at some
Oh, yeah.
point they were supposed to come to the town, because that parking lot there, the back, they want to redo that whole area. And that back half actually ends up being in Ayer, where the whole front half is in Littleton. But I haven't
Yeah.
heard anything on that one, and that's been over a year. I think that I heard that they were gonna do that, so I don't know how far out that project is on DOT's.
Yeah, I gotta
Yes.
believe they're gonna want to finish that thing up before winter. It was supposed to be right around now they're done.
I know,
But with all the rain, I think they've been kind of pushed back,
but I know, because I know they were gonna redo that whole parking lot and do a whole stormwater system in there, and then that was gonna,
I mean, they got the street posts in, that's all set to go. I mean, they put in the curbs, they put in driveways. You know, they've got the second lane and now kind of a turning lane where they carved it out of the parking lot. So, I mean, it looks like give them another week or two, they could really move some headway, you know, so,
I don't drive that part.
yeah.
Well, that was my concern, because it seems like they're getting close, and if they just pave over it, that,
That point, that's it, okay. I'll go look over it and I'll ask Dan if he knows anything of going on over there.
yeah, because they're the ones that are gonna maintain her, I think.
DPW, yeah.
DPW.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said they put it on their
Yep.
inspections or whatever every quarter, month, year, I don't know, whatever it might be.
Okay. I will ask Dan about that tomorrow.
Thank you. Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
Oh, actually, I'm sorry, no, hold on. So in the notes, was that thing I brought up about the cleared land next to the upholstery place?
Oh, yeah.
Were we able to check that? Like, is that
I did.
Where?
I mean, I didn't go out there, but I went on,
Crystal/upholstery
Shirley
thing on
Upholstery.
2A?
Yeah,
it's the building that says Shirley Upholstery.
yeah.
And they sell crystals and antiques and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right next to the,
Next to that, they cleared?
yeah, oh, well, in front of Bennett's Brook, right, the
Yeah.
continuation down from Shaker. Yeah, they cleared the whole lot there, and I just
Okay.
wasn't quite sure how
With the
close that
buffer?
was.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll look at the plan and I'll go out and look at that too, and I can look at Willow Road.
I looked at that just because I was online looking up something, and Bennett's Brook, if this is that lot, it goes like this. It goes like this, and then way around it and like that.
Okay.
So what they've done is not close to it at all.
Okay, yeah, I mean, 200 foot, I just wasn't
200
sure.
feet is
It looked like a lot more than 200.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Again, I was just driving by,
Yeah.
knowing that the brook is there, almost like along the edge of the road.
Yep.
You know, before the road, or before the street's there, and then, but if it takes a hard right, then maybe, yeah, it's a
Yeah, it does a
non-issue.
big old loop-to-loop back there.
Okay.
But you can take a look.
Yeah,
That was my
I'll look at
impression.
the map and then I'll look on site, because I can do on the assessor's map, I can draw a nice little line. It tells me how far, how many feet it is from what the GIS river, which is, I always give myself 10 extra feet
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
to the road, and then that gives you an idea of what you're looking at, and then go out and look at it.
Yep. Yep. Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Passes unanimously.